Hey everybody, Mr. Beckstrom here, and I just wanted to go over one of the exercises in Chapter 2, Section 2. Hopefully it'll help understanding the frequency distribution tables and the histogram. So let's go ahead and take a look at the problem here. It says use the frequency distribution from exercise 12 in section 2.1 on page 49 to construct a histogram. Does the histogram appear to be skewed? If so, identify the skewness, the type of skewness. So let's go ahead and go over to page 49. And it's taking a second here. It was a lot quicker when I was doing it. So, oh, there it goes. So this is exercise 12 here. It says listed below are the F-scale intensities of recent tornadoes in the United States. Construct a frequency distribution. Do the intensities appear to have a normal distribution? So we're actually going to be able to do the histogram, which will give us a better picture of whether or not it follows a normal distribution. So let's go ahead and write this up. We'll first create the frequency distribution, and then we'll go ahead and do the histogram. So I'm going to page 49 in my book, and I'm going to use OneNote here so I can kind of draw this out, and we'll just go from there. So, all right, give me 1 second here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do when, let me go ahead, yes. First thing that we need to do when we are creating the frequency distribution is to get our class width. So what we do is we take the largest number, which is 4, and we subtract the smallest number, which is 0, and we divide that by the number of classes, which we'll use 5 since it didn't state otherwise. And that gives us 0.8. Now, we always want to round that up. So 1 would definitely be the nicest number to round it up to, the most convenient number. So I'll put a couple of arrows here, and we're going to round that up to 1. So that means when we start our lower limits, we go from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 and to 4. So that's the lower limits of our 5 classes. Now remember, to go up to the upper limits, we can either go up to something like 0.9, which I saw one student do, which is technically correct. But since there's only a total of 5 different types of data here. There's a 0s, 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. It might be better just to leave it like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, because all the data has to lie on one of those numbers. So in this case, what we'll do is we're just going to leave it as 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for our classes. So, and then we're going to do our frequency, and excuse my handwriting, it's on the screen, it's a little bit weird. So now we're going to count the number of times that each piece of data occurs. So we'll start with the 0. So I felt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I'm going to write a 24 and 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. 2s, I've got 1, 2, so it's twice. 3s, I've got 1, 2, so that happens twice. And 4s, it looks like I only have 1 of those. So this is going to be what my frequency distribution table looks like. So we can see here that it starts off really high and it goes low. So right now, just looking at this frequency distribution, I'd be able to tell you that this definitely does not follow a normal distribution, because in order to follow that normal distribution, we'd have to start off low here, and then we'd have to go high somewhere in these middle classes, and then we'd have to end up low here again, which does not happen. So I don't even have to look to see if it's symmetric, because it doesn't even follow the first rule of normal distributions. All right, so let's go ahead and do our histogram. So what I'm going to do here is do my vertical and horizontal axes. So remember the vertical one, that's going to be our frequency. So I can just put like a frequency here. And I want to go up to the top of this and make this pretty close or a little bit higher than my highest frequency that I have. And if I look back over here, the highest frequency that I have is 24. So 25 or 30 would both be good options here. I'm going to go ahead and use 30 to be my highest frequency. Then I can divide that in half, so that's 15. And then I'm going to have a 20 and a 25, so 20, 25, and I'll have a 10 and a 5. So this is how I usually like to do it. I start with the top number, divide it in half, and then just kind of fill in the middle areas here. So this will give us a good range for our frequencies. And then we're going to do the classes on the bottom. So first I want to divide those up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remember, this first class here is going to be zeros. Second class is going to be ones. Third is going to be 2. Fourth is going to be 3. And fifth is going to be 4. Now, there was two other ways I could have done that. I could have used boundaries on these marks here, but that seemed a little bit too much. I think just the 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 is going to present our data as nice as you can. And we also could have used the midpoints of those, but since we didn't actually use a range for those classes like we did the other ones, midpoints don't really make sense here either. So now we're just going to fill in the bars. So the first one is 24. So we go right up close to 25, make a bar. The second one is 16. So slightly above 15, make a bar. The third and the fourth are both 2. So those should both be the same. And the last one, oop, I think I mess that up here a little bit. So erase that. That one's 0. Oh, I kind of, I see what I did there. So let me, all right. So we're going to go, that's 16 here. And then we have 2 that are 2s. So we're going to go like that. And like that, and then the last one should be about half of that one, like that. So this is our histogram, and as we can see, definitely does not follow that normal distribution, because a normal distribution, if we kind of were to do one over here, is going to kind of form a symmetric bell, something like that. This one here, if we were to look at the midpoints of the tops of our bars, and kind of connect them there, we can see that that definitely is not a bell shape, but that does look like it's skewed to the right. So the answer on that one would be it is skewed to the right. And that's it. So try some more, see how you're doing. Remember, every one of these you might have to do something a little bit different, and it should be something that makes sense once you think about it. All right, and let me know if you have any questions.